Okay guys, gonna do a little video. I run a poll on Twitter, giving three options what people struggle with when they trade in. The highest amount of votes I've got with entries and exits, so I thought I'd do a little video just to go over a few things that could help you in your trading regarding entries and exits. Okay, if you're not sure anything I explain in this video, like charting, mapping out your charts for support, resistance, what you're looking for, significant areas, where to put it, what sort of methods we use. We teach all this in the breakout plays room, which we've got an offer run at the moment for your first month for $49. And, you know, obviously, if you like what you see, you can stay after that. You can cancel at any time. So if you'd like to know more, guys, about what I'm explaining here, sign up while the offer is active, because we don't know how long it's going to run for, but it's not going to run forever, just in case you guys want to know more. Okay, so let's just look at the UPST chart that I tweeted out on Monday. UPSD, definitely one to watch. Like in the forward chart, we'll see if we push and get a plus 15-point move this week if conditions allow. So I was looking at this channel break on the forward chart on UPSD, which if you scroll back on my Twitter, you can see what I'm talking about. We was looking for a 15-point move. So that was a tweet, guys. Feel free to go on my Twitter, scroll back to Monday, which is the 30th of September, and take a look. This is when we had our eye on. Okay, so that was a tweet, guys. If we go to the actual UPS chart, you can see on the daily that once we broke that 283, 284 area, the highest we hit was 308. But obviously, you know, as every trader knows, it's not about just where it goes on the chart. It's about how to play that stock, i.e. entries and exits to maximize your profit without taking a loss on it. Okay, so there was a number of ways to play this, guys. If you look at the 4 hour, we broke that 283, 284. We had to play in the room. Our target area was 294. We're not looking for tops and bottoms, guys. We just want to ride the momentum and capture the biggest move. Okay, so the biggest move for me was a break of this channel break on the 4 hour up to that 294 area. We had a bit of consolidation before it pushed higher to the 308 area. Okay, so if we now shift to the 5-minute chart, there's a few ways you can explain this, guys. There's no right or wrong. You've got to find your own method of trading, the one that benefits you the most, the one that you're most comfortable with, and the one that's making you money consistently. That is key. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few things which we do, and let's just see if it helps. Okay, so this is a 5-minute chart on UPST, guys. I won't go into too much detail. I'll just give you a few pointers what to look for when you're looking out for these. So you can see we broke that red line, which was the 4 hour channel break that I spoke about, which we had our eye on. So once we broke that, guys, there's several ways you can play this. Okay, everyone got different styles of trading, but if you're trading options on any ticker, I mean, I'm using UPST as an example, but this applies to any ticker. If you're playing any ticker, you want to be aware of the premium price, especially on options, because any pullback can kill the premiums. Any chop consolidation can kill the premiums, and we're all here to make money. Okay, so the first thing I would recommend for entering these trades, when you're hitting a significant level, which again we teach in the room and where they are, if you're not aware of where they are anyway, but once you break that significant area and you think the stock is going to break out, there's a few options you can do. Okay, I'll just give you 2 of them. So the first one is, once it breaks out, you can wait for the retest. If we look at the 5-minute chart on UPSD, you know, it came down and retested this level I had before it starts making his move back up towards that 15-point move that I spoke about on Twitter. So it's not going to retest every time, guys. I see plays like this week in, week out, where they don't always retest. Once they're out of the gate, they go. Okay, but that's a sacrifice that you've got to make. You're not always going to catch every trade, and if you don't want to get in the trade first off because you're afraid of any pullback, because as you know, if you get in here with your initial position size and you've got a small account, or you know, you've got a maximum loss you want to take on that trade or that day, this pull down 6 points will kill your premium. I guaranteed. If you're using risk management properly, you're going to get stopped out of this trade. Okay, so the first thing you can do is wait for a retest. Like I said, they won't always come. You'll miss trades, but it doesn't matter. You ain't going to take a massive loss, not like a 6-point drop here. So that's one thing you can do, guys. As long as you got your charting right, as long as you got your levels right, you can see clearly where it bounced off its level, and then, like we teach in the room, gives us a reversal signal to go back up and enter the trade. That's option number one for entries. Option number two is, you could take a quarter or half your position. So this is just for example's sake, guys. I'm not recommending anyone do this. You trade, your own accounts to your own size, your own risk management, etc. But if this break and you were looking to get 2 contracts, you could take one contract and then you could wait to see if it does retest, and then you could add your other contract on the reversal signal, okay? And then you could get in, or you could add your second contract when it breaks the other day, just to ensure that you're maximizing your profit. That's one way of playing it, which what that does, if it does retest, you got room to add another contract. And I'm not talking about averaging down, guys. That's one thing we never do. What I'm talking about is your initial position where you're going to enter the trade in the first place. You're just taking a small piece of that. So if it doesn't retest, at least you got some skin in the game and you're not going to miss the trade, okay? Then you can either add on the retest, pending market conditions and pending the stock conditions, or you can wait for the eye of the day, providing, and this is important, you've got room before you hit your target area. In UPST case, we had plenty of room up. It was 15 points, so there was no rush. You haven't got to be in this trade straight away. You can let the trade prove itself, and before you start, adding the remaining position or getting into the position in the first place, okay? So that's one way you could tackle the entry. 2 ways, sorry, you could tackle the entries on the trade. The other reason, guys, about exits, now, I tell the people in my room this all the time. It's important to have a daily target. Once you hit that daily target, you should be out of the trade. Okay, if you've got more than one contract, you can let a contract run, or if you've got a free contract running that is paid for by profit from the previous contracts, that's great. Let it run, squeeze where you can out of it, follow the position up until you get stopped out, and just try to maximize your profit that way. If you've got a small account and you can only afford one contract, guys, if you were in a trade, using this again as an example, and you enter here, if you don't take nothing on the initial break, you wait for the pullback and you enter here, and we come up here, and let's just say, for example's sake, that contract, you're at 50 or 100% profit. I mean, there is nothing wrong with locking that in. Yeah, the stock went further, but I mean, you've just got 100% on a contract that, I don't know if the contract went 100% here. I'm just using this as an example. If you have a contract, it's 100% profit. There shouldn't be any reason, if you've only got one contract and you're trying to grow a small account, that you shouldn't look to enter that trade on any weakness. Because if this pulls back and chop, it could kill the profit on the premium. So by having a daily target, guys, or a small account and you've got one contract, once you've agreed, 100% on a contract in a small space of time, and what would that be? 5, 10, 50, in 25 minutes, your contract premium have gone 100%. There's nothing wrong with locking in the gains. And it's the same thing if you've got a daily target. If you've got a daily target of X amount every day, let's say $200 a day, and you've hit that daily target year, there's nothing wrong with locking that in. I tell the guys in our room all the time, your job is done. Once you've hit the daily target, your job is done, regardless of where it goes, because it's nothing more frustrating than being green or up 50%, 60% and so on a trade, and the trade turns round, and goes against you and turns back red, okay? So they're a few things you want to watch for. The other option for exits is scaling out. If you've got a few contracts and you see this stock starting to come down, you can start locking profit in. Okay, because again, you don't want a green trade turning red. So if you see any weakness in a stock and you don't like the way it's going, you could take off the majority of your position and just keep a small amount riding if you have more than one contract, just to ensure that if you get stopped out on your remaining position, that you're locking some profit on that trade, okay? But just keep in mind, guys, if you're day trading, for a few hours of those days, there's nothing wrong with banking 20 to 30% on these trades, or even 50 or 100. You've got to look at the amount of premium you put on these trades and what your return is in a short space of time. So play it sensible, guys. Don't get greedy on taking these trades. There's no right or wrong. We're not looking to top tick these trades or catch them at the bottom or the top. We are looking to get in and out of these contracts as fast as can with as much money as we can, okay? And like I said, guys, if you want to know more or need help on anything I've mentioned in this video, we got an offer running. It'd be great to have you in the room. It'd be great to be part of your journey. And if you like this video, guys, give it a like and subscribe, and then I can start adding more content to the public channel to help you guys out, okay? Thanks, guys.